did it!
You did it well this time.
I have to. Well, look, most of the time I'm like, oh, let me go do this other tab to do things because I have a whole minute. And then I'm like, oh shit, I have to go turn the thing. So, like, I forget until the end of it. But today I was like, I must click it.
Nailed it though. I have, for like the lighting to be good in my room, I have like a giant window now, but Storm loves sitting in this window, so currently I have like the sheer curtains pulled on one side for like some of the light to still come in, and then the blackout curtains that are about a foot of just light, like completely clear window for her to look out at the wide world. And this is the same foot that she opens every single morning, and it is totally east facing, so it just lights up the entire room. And the things I do for her.
Weird. My lighting is
Murder basement.
city light with no cover. City light with no cover with light bulbs in them.
I
That's why you see the sun back here.
Unless Cody chooses to become like hyper professional at any point, I just don't want this. I don't want it to change from this. I just want this to be Cody.
Wow. I like how you pointed me out specifically. Wow. Dang. Okay, my bad.
I love it for you, and you have so much fun with it every time.
My setup is as professional as I can make it. I wish that I did not have my bed in the background. We talked about this last stream, but I just
honestly that's why I like being in the basement. I'm not gonna lie. Having my bed in the background was so stressful.
Scoot your chair over.
Yeah, but then my screen would be at it's at a very odd angle right now.
Just put it here, and then when you're working.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
The bed's visible.
I say it's embarrassing to have my bed in the background.
Now, because
I like her.
It doesn't work.
I could not hear either of you. You were both talking at once.
Cody, you go first.
I was saying I was stressed about having my bed in the background, and meanwhile my actual background is
that's different.
This.
Like someone was trapped in your basement for 69 days.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
It's updated. I'm sorry, I have to update that.
I was saying I feel like this light should be on now too, because it looks like it doesn't work because this one's on. But it's not that serious. I can't actually stand this, so I'm moving it back.
Okay, it's better. If you had left it the other way, I was going to ask you to go turn the light on just because the imbalance was bothering me. But you moved it, so it's not an issue anymore. So my sub-thread, oh my gosh. First, I want to say hello to chat. Hi, hey, RP. Hey, babe. He said...
Oh, my goodness.
He said, hey, Blake. Basement from Black Phone. Oh, yes, when I said, hey, babe, I was referring to my husband, Chris, not RP. Yes. And then, hi, Blake.
I read a 80 or 100,000 word Stranger Things Black Phone crossover. Keep in mind, I've never watched Black Phone, but now I know the whole plot, and I kind of want to. Where Steve Harrington is the kid from Black Phone. It was phenomenal.
Oh my goodness.
Fanfic. But I was like, because the thing was like, you don't need to have read this to understand or watch this to understand. So I was like, sure. I probably now I just know the whole plot of that movie. But it was written well enough where I know I didn't need to have watched that. But it was fun, and I need people to know that, apparently.
Have you finished Stranger Things?
No.
Okay.
Dylan and I are watching it from the beginning again. I had watched up to the beginning of season 4, and then Rowan, I think, had only watched season 1. And so we're very slowly watching it. But
and that's valid.
I know everything that happens, but Rowan doesn't. So
right. Okay.
My middle and I are watching Stranger Things, but we watch a couple episodes, and then he wants to watch a different series, and I'm well, not a couple. We'll get to a certain through so many episodes, and then he decides he wants to watch something else, and I'm like, "Are you prolonging it?" Are you stressed out having to go on board? Why are we switching? But I don't ask these things because it doesn't really matter and it'll be
No.
fine. But also, speaking of my sub-threshold OCD, me and the children were playing Mario Party and something happened and I was like, no, like, or my daughter goes, oh, but it wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, no, it matters to me. And so in Mario Party, the one that we have, there's this mode where you go down river rafts, right?
Okay.
And
Mhm.
there's different paths that you can take. And as you take the paths, it highlights on the map. And so we got to the 5 ending points that you can get to, but we haven't taken all of the turns that you can do. So my daughter was like, it doesn't matter. We don't have to go back and take all the turns. And I was like, oh, but we do. And she's like, but no, like it doesn't. And I'm like, no, dear. Your mother has a subthreshold of something called OCD. It will drive me mad if we do not. Like, we don't have to do it today, but it must be
We're
done.
going back.
And she was like, okay.
We're going back into the breach.
Into the breach. But, yeah. Hey, Kelly. So, how has the snowpocalypse been in Michigan, Cody? Because your state is actually built for it, right?
So the funny thing is, my state is built for it. The people are not.
Uh,
Because
wait.
for some reason, so every year this happens. We get snow. Everyone forgets how to drive. And for some reason in the city where it's snow covered but it's compacted, so like you can kind of get going, but like you can't brake too fast.
Yeah.
People will go the normal speed limit. Then on the highway that is completely dry, no snow, barren road, we are going 40 miles per hour.
Nobody
I
trusts
have
it.
shit to do today.
Black ice could be anywhere, Cody.
Not on these dry ass roads.
My city is not used to it. The people nor the city. We actually, so our school system, the children have not had school since January 23rd. That was the last day they had school. And actually, I don't even think they had school that day. I think they stayed home Friday. So they've been home like over a whole last week, and
Right.
that doesn't bother me, except like we've used up all the school days for the school year, and they're gonna have to start figuring things out, which is never fun. But there was a very long message sent out to parents this weekend about how there's not going to be school on Monday because what happened was we got a nice layer of snow and then a layer of freezing rain and then a layer of snow and then a layer of what are they called? Hail. A layer of hail.
Yeah.
It's like, so what happened was they're like, you've seen it on the news be described as snow ice lasagna. And they're like, and anybody who's tried to shovel their driveway would know that it is not hard to move that. And it's like, and this does not happen often in our school district. Therefore, we don't have an army of snowplows to clear the road.
Fun fact: all of our snowplows have nicknames.
It was like the message was so long and so salty. I'm like, whoever is typing this out is just done. They're just
Is not
tired.
happy.
They're like, people, have you not gone outside? Have you not experienced the weather?
Like it's so funny because everyone else I talk to that's like out of the state is like schools are shut down. I didn't go to work. This that, and the other. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here. We have not like 13 inches of snow. I'm sitting in my Honda Insight, which is a tiny car, on my way to work, and I show up to work. Meanwhile, everyone else is called off. Everyone who drives like SUVs, pickup trucks, all called off. And I'm sitting at work, like, here I am. My boss is like, oh, cool, you showed up. Anyway, get to work.
You're
And I'm
like,
like,
I am a born Michigander. I
yeah,
don't know
like this
what
is
else is here. Well, yeah, that's why I was like, wait, you're here in Michigan. Your state's built for this. But yeah, ours. Chris and I were out earlier today because I had a doctor's appointment, and the roads look a lot better. But on our way
Yeah.
home, we did get a message that there will still be no school tomorrow. I think because we're supposed to get more freezing rain. So, but it's at least
I was
supposed to warm up this week, which is part of
I
the
was
problem. It had not been above freezing, so nothing could melt. But our
I was
snow is so secure that I've been like walking around on top of it and just being like, I am Legolas. I
we
am
had
atop the snow.
we had snow and then freezing rain on top of it a few years ago, and I remember looking at it like this is so pretty. I was also giggling because I'm like, yeah, Michigan's shaped like a mitten. We are literally built for this.
Meanwhile, it got up to
It's
like
like,
the low 70s today.
She's rude.
I dislike it. I want to wear my cozy clothing, but alas,
Come visit
I
me. No, wait,
slightly
you probably can't. The airport.
what?
I was considering working a convention in 2 weeks, but like I don't know if I'd be able to get there, to leave my city. Let's see. RP says this is the second week in a row that I've been off of work Monday and Tuesday and only had 3 days of work.
Do you get paid for the days you weren't there?
That is a good question.
This
Kelly
is
said,
either a, oh shit or a yay.
and if you don't want to give us details, you can just let us know how we're supposed to react for you. Kelly said, for context, we're from Canada. My housemate had to go down to Atlanta for work last week. Her boss texted everyone going and said, it's -4°C, dress warm. Housemate was like, oh, honey.
it was actually so it's just funny because I had a very similar situation. My roommate had to fly to Louisiana for work, and he's in Louisiana, like, oh, it's like 60 degrees. Meanwhile, up here, it's like, click, a blizzard is happening right now.
I opened
It's like,
my window
yikes.
and it was just white.
Yeah, I can't see my car from my house, from my room because
My
it's all white.
my daughter on the first day of snow had come into my room and we were talking about it snowing and she's like, oh, it snowed, and I was like, yeah, it snowed. And I had just warned her brother to be careful opening my window else he blind us. She opens the window and goes, I have been flashbanged.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
RP said, I find it funny that I was in Cody's situation when I was in Ohio, but the whole state shuts down and it's an apocalypse down here in North Carolina for barely an inch. That's why I call it the snowpocalypse.
I was running.
My
Like, I will say, usually Tennessee, especially my area, we do get a like little mini. We get like a winter storm once a year, and like schools usually close down for like 2-3 days. I have not seen like me and Chris were talking about it, and I'm like, we've never had it this bad in my entire life. And Chris is like, well, there was that one year, and I'm like, no, it was different. And in the school post, it was like, we have administration who have lived in this city for 30 plus years and have never seen this. And I'm like, validation.
when I was a kid, the school bus was going sideways down the streets to pick kids up because it hit ice.
Chris wishes his work was closed, and then RP said, it's not a holiday, so I do not get paid if I don't work. Oh, that sucks.
Ooh.
Today
Yeah.
I was driving around doing chores and I was admiring how much greenery there is in my new town, like the new part of Los Angeles I live in.
No, here's the thing. A week ago, it was green. I have a picture I shared in the server of my very green plant frozen over in ice. That poor motherfucker. If you guys are in the Discord and haven't seen it, I highly recommend. It is so cool, but also terrifying. Looks like a winter witch just came through and froze my plant. My poor plant that was not
Not
ready.
prepared for the witch. Witch!
No, we have a plant outside that has so many icicles on it.
I just realized I didn't sign up for something that's this week, and so
You go ahead. I was going to get our the one time both of you got quiet, I was going to retrieve
We're
our first
also going to go do something else.
I know. I was like, ooh, wait, it's almost time to sprint. I should pull up the thing
I
while
was like,
Sam and CB talk.
they've been carrying parts of the conversation. I can go get the timer before I forget. Then you both
We'll just go silent. In CB world, I am potentially getting glasses tomorrow, which I'm excited about.
noise.
Let's go.
Everyone are
Theoretically, you have a package coming. I think Wednesday. It said.
I wonder what it could be. I have been consumed by a puzzle this past 2 weeks, guys. It's really bad.
Hmm.
I like my whole family does puzzles and stuff, but I have never had just like a puzzle out for a long period of time. And I can't enter my kitchen without losing like 2 hours to it. Like not with like it doesn't have to have an audiobook playing or music playing or literally anything. There'll be no thoughts in my head in just hours of the puzzle. Multiple times my roommate has been like, okay, I'm going to bed, and then comes by a couple hours later to get water or something. And she's like, so I just watched my TV show, and like this thing finished, and it's been 40 minutes episode. And I was like, it has been 40 minutes. And she's like, it has been 2 hours. And I'm like, the puzzle. And I'm both so close to being finished and also have so much left because it's not rendered super detailed. It's beautiful painting, almost entirely dark colors. And it's like Lord of the Rings. I can like post a picture of it when I'm finished because I'm going to frame it and put it there. And all of it are like abstract brushstrokes of the dark splotches in the wings. And the wings are what I have left. So the puzzle looks really goofy right now because it's all the detail work, all the outlines of the wings, and it's just empty spots for the wings. So I can't decide if I want to get more puzzles or never touch a puzzle ever again. Like I've been like, oh, I'm gonna have it done today, and then I don't because I touched the puzzle and it like stole hours of my life.
That's why you get one of those like boards for the puzzles, and then you cover it.
Well, if I cover it, I'm never gonna touch it again. Like that's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an out of sight, out of mind, or it's in sight, it consumes me. I don't think there can be an in between with who I am as a person.
Fair
Like maybe I have a puzzle that I take out for audiobooks and that's it. But like it's hidden away rest of the time so it doesn't capture me. But then I'll have to remember it exists when I do want to work on it.
Maybe just allow yourself one puzzle a month, and once it's done,
Yeah, as a treat.
I still feel like that'll take too. Yeah, maybe I don't know. This one, I'm like, I wanted to get it done. One, so we get our kitchen table back, and then two, so I can put it on my wall, and then we get a different thing back, which I have.
That's what I used to do with puzzles. Is I used to glue them to a board when I was done with them.
Yeah, I like walked
I never did puzzles, man.
in like Barnes and Noble, and I was walking with my dad and we were Christmas shopping, and I go, oh, that would be a great puzzle to frame. My dad's like, get it. So I picked out one of my own Christmas presents, which is totally cool. And now I can't. I'm pretty sure it's like stealing pieces of my soul. Like every time I touch it, I lose a little bit.
That's why there's no detail.
Yeah,
it's inside your soul.
It's like 1,000 pieces. But like every once in a while, I'll like stand up and look at it, or like when I took the picture to send to you and Fox, I was like, holy shit, you can like see an image now. It's all not just like vague splotches. Like this black tile has a slightly green hue to it, and this one has a slightly red hue.
My family also like does puzzles. It used to be like my mom had a puzzle table that she could move the puzzle away so that it didn't get destroyed by children and animals, and she like my grandma and her would sit there and do the puzzle, and then I would sit there. My grandmother would have been looking for a piece for like 3 hours, and then I come in with my young teenage vision and find the piece almost immediately. And she had one of two reactions. I was like, oh, that's where the son of a bitch was, thank you, or oh, you little bitch. So
yeah,
I never knew which it was gonna be.
My grandma's really into puzzles. She does them on her iPad now so that she can like zoom in. And then my like at the beach growing up we would have, or like at my grandma's house she would have a puzzle out, but I never like, oh, let's work on a puzzle kind of thing.
Yeah.
That my female relatives mostly do. And now I'm just like, is this a generational curse? Like, am I getting it now? Have I come of age for puzzles?
This is what happens upon the year of your upon your 23rd year.
Because the puzzle takes hold.
The curse of the puzzle burrows into your soul. One of my children joined a puzzle club, but the teacher was rather sporadic and like randomly canceled a couple meetings and stuff. So my child was just like, fuck it, and then doesn't want to do the puzzle club anymore. But instead, he's like, I'll just buy puzzles. I'll just buy more puzzles. And so my family is all like, puzzles. You want puzzles? We get you puzzles. You want puzzle trays? We'll get you puzzle trays. So
yeah, my grandpa, my mom's dad, got I think it was only my older brother and I at the time, because my little brother was like a baby, big white puzzle trays, and then like wrote "Have fun puzzling" and then signed it like right on the front cover. And we had those for years.
So, do you know of custom puzzles?
I mean, we can like upload an image and then it'll go like trunk.
Yes.
Separate it. Hypothetically, yes. Or like I've heard of it.
We could get a puzzle of Storm.
See, part of me is like, yeah, and the other part of me who has like wings waiting for her to figure out, looks at Storm, who is just a mix of brown and slightly darker brown.
As one who has done a lot of fur puzzles, because of like my grandmother and mother really like cat and dog puzzles, sometimes that's easier because like you could follow the line of the fur.
Maybe just like close up on her face, or when she's like holding and like chewing on a pencil. Actually, maybe this is kind of fun. But I have a picture. I was like, oh, that one would be cool. But
I also need everyone to know, originally I was gonna be like, yeah, when you get your book published, you could get like a puzzle of your book cover, or of your book cover. But then I was like, or
a long time. You follow like the train of thought up to like my book, Storm's there. Storm.
I think that's how it happened. Because I was like, I don't know how I got from book to cat, but then now that you put it that way,
Fox has also made goofy puzzles, or not puzzles, goofy covers for Storm's Air that are Storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would 100% get a puzzle of the Folgers Girl temporary cover he made for Not For Her. It's coffee beans.
What?
Oh, okay. Let me go find it and then show it to you. But basically, so since Not For Her, she's on a coffee aisle, and Jamie says the very famous amongst all my friends line, "You're not Folgers." That Fox like ingrained that phrase into the very soul of the work, and so we have just called Lita Folgers Girl for
I haven't seen this
almost 10 years now. Yeah,
Is it the Folgers Girl?
10 years?
What?
You've been working on Not For Her for 10 years?
No, that implies I've been actively I wrote it about 10 years ago for a short story contest.
I didn't
worked on revising it for a couple months, did a couple months of beta readers, and then proceeded to not touch it for like 5 years. So
this idea would be a fourth grader, fifth grader? You birthed this idea 10 years ago. It would be like a fifth grader. How old are children?
Yeah, it would be a fifth grader.
Damn.
And I said almost 10 years ago, so not quite 10. Somewhere between like 6 and 10. I don't know. I'll go check. I have the date. I have the year written down somewhere.
I feel like I was there when you came up with the idea.
You were not.
Okay. when you were working on it a long time ago then. Because that
Yes,
was like,
during
this
its
was
first
wrong.
round of, you were there during its first round of betas in like 2021.
Okay.
It is a project that I have picked up and put down and picked up
More
and put
sand.
down. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to say I've worked on it for 10 years because that's
Yeah.
so disingenuous.
Yes.
I've been working on it for 10 years and it's only coming out semi in the future, maybe.
It'll be coming out this year, provided my editor resurrect from the dead.
Um,
All right. Oh, chat, let us know what you're working on. You two, when we come back, you can tell us. All right, 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go. Sorry, I was very pulled into. I recently went to like Chris and I were out on a lunch date and we saw this indie bookstore, well, locally owned bookstore. So we were like, hey, we love locally owned things. So we went, and turns out it's not like just locally owned, but it's locally owned by a family, which always makes things so much better for me.
Right.
Little bias there. Like it was cute. Like the daughter was running the checkout and stuff, and then she needed the actual owner's help. But anyway,
Right.
I got talking to the owner a little bit, and we got onto the discussion of writing and stuff, and he was like, "Hey, do you know about the local contest here?" And I was like, "No, I did not know we have local contest here."
I was
So
unaware of this.
So he was like, "Well, I have your email for our rewards program, so I'll email you the information if I have your permission." And I was like, "Yes, please do." And so he did, and I just got to look at my email, and I was reading the like rules for the contest, and I get down to like the thing, and it's like, and then the winners will be announced at my city writing conference, and I was like, "Excuse
We have a city writing.
writing conference in my city?" And I went to the website, and they're like 20 years, and I'm like, we've had a writing conference in my city since I was 15.
Everyone else was hiding it from you, actually.
So
We just didn't want you to know.
I was like, how have I never heard of this? But also their website is atrocious for my eyes to try to read. So there's that. My dyslexia cries in non-accessibility, but I could still read it. So, and I'm like, husband, we must go. And he's like, okay.
Yeah. He was like, this is such a hard sell, actually.
Well, like, he didn't initially share in my enthusiasm because I sent him the website link and I was like, babe. And he goes, they could have made it easier to read, ironically. And I'm like, yes, my dyslexia hates it, but it's a local writers conference. And he's like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool we have one. I'm like, we go. But yes.
How do you guys do that, Sprint? I wasn't here. Sorry, or I left if you said it while I was gone. I was moving laundry.
That's okay.
Did you guys get stuff done?
What was your question?
Did you get stuff done? What did you get done?
Oh, okay. Well, what I got done was I was checking my emails and read the rules for this local writing contest. That, yes, and then I think you were caught up from context.
Cool. Cody, what did you get done?
Hold on, I want to read the thing before it disappears below in the shadows.
In the shadows.
It is not. Thank you. I'm like, it is not Blake. It's just the other of my. I was like, it's the other of my trio. I am Blake. Rowan, I'm sorry, is working on Minecraft this sprint and is going to finish the outer walls of their mausoleum and then is working on Nocturne next sprint. Nice. Just so you three know, like, I am a mother of 3 children, and then I'm like, yes, and my internet 3 are these 3.
I feel incredibly proud of dragging them into this. I'm sure they were kicking and screaming not.
No, they were like,
yeah, Rowan and then some of our other friends and Blake and I have a Minecraft world. And I was never a Minecraft kid. I like played it a little bit when I was young, but not a lot. And now I have a hobbit hole that goes into a wizard's tower. But it currently looks more like a skyscraper than a wizard's tower. I haven't added the magical elements. Actually, I think it might now look like a wizard's tower because I added the top. Before it was just like glass and stone. And I'm like, okay, this is not super the vibes I was going for. But I actually did write some words. I said hi to my roommate who got home from work, and then I wrote I wrote 75 words, which I probably wrote more than that, but I did type and then delete lines. And because I'm writing a emotionally distraught scene and I keep slipping into it. Okay, I'm gonna use some like makes me sound like I'm a stick up my ass kind of writer language, right? Real quick. So mentally for that. But like, and I'm using the wrong terms, but the driving force of the scene, rather than most scenes, is like the POV character for me. Or just like, generally they're active instead of passive, except when they are, blah, blah, blah. But in like emotionally driven scenes, there's usually like a pushback there. But with this one, it's totally Jason reacting to Chris. Chris is the night lady that has been there as he grew up, that he sees as a maternal figure, and she sees him as the son of the dead woman she loved, but not her son. Like, she doesn't view him as her son. But Chris is coming in and basically dropping this bomb on Jason, and I was having trouble writing it because I was like focusing on more of what he's thinking and what's going on in his head to move the progression of the conversation on, and like what he says, and making her reactive when that's not how the conversation should go. It's her saying things, and he should be the reactive character and she should be the active one. And now I kind of want to, or I'm going to, in the next sprint, write a side bar to go along with the conversation with like, because I have some of the dialogue that they said or the ideas, but I'm like, it's not phrasing right. Like, it's not in character. It's more like, this is the, like there's exclamation points and all this stuff. And like, that's not how either of them interact with each other. But this is like the oomph of each line. And so I'm doing another sidebar of what each is thinking and what they're reacting to versus what the other one is thinking and like, I think you're telling me this, so this is why I'm reacting, instead of what they're actually saying. Did any of that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Let me try that again. I can do. Jason thinks he's being told he's not. She doesn't think he's going to be able to do this thing, and so he's like, "Oh, I promise I can do it." And she's going, "I don't want you to do this thing because it's going to get you killed." And then like that miscommunication switches and progresses over the conversation. So I'm like, I need to just write down what people are thinking, and like what you're responding to is not actually what the other person is saying, while trying to figure out like being able to get that idea from what the other person is saying, like from their different lenses looking at the conversation is appearing different, and the dialogue needs to work with like, would she actually say that? Like, yes, that line would trigger him to think that, but that is such a weird way of saying what she actually means. So I'm trying to balance that. And again, I don't know if that makes sense, or this is a experience other people can understand. But I like writing dialogue, but a dialogue, and sometimes dialogue comes so easily, even if it's super complicated. And other times like this, I'm like, I feel like I need 3 charts up, and also need to be talking to myself and write like multiple versions of the conversation that are happening in different people's minds, and then write what's actually being said. So yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Okay.
It also makes sense to me.
Thanks, guys. So I'm working on that, and
I was also very honed in speaking to my husband on the about the conference.
I get it. I get it. You don't pay attention to me. You like him more, which is fair.
No. I mean, I do like him more, but that's not the point. It doesn't mean I
nothing to do with this
like
conversation.
It has the same problem sometimes. I chose to add in the political thriller element of this.
Now you have to go back and make sure that all those layers are represented.
Yeah, and
real quick, RP's comment got eaten by the logo. but he had said he wasn't sure what he wanted to work on. He's been doing Magic the Gathering stuff, but he kind of needs a break, and he's not sure if he wants to actually be productive and do writing stuff or if he wants to chill and play games. Well, I am never against getting writing work done or relaxing with some games when life is hard. So
I vote you try and get one sprint of writing, and if that is just like not feeling it, then you can play the games for the next one. But if the first sprint does feel good, you can keep writing.
yes.
Agreed.
Also, hello, Dreaming Truth. RP said, "LOL, how have I never heard of this before?"
Oh yeah. Hi, Jessica.
I understand now why, because I looked at where the conference is located, and it's located downtown, notoriously a part of the city I only ever saw on library days.
Mm.
Otherwise, I don't venture to that half of the city. Then, although to be fair, there's probably a similar thing here, and right, I feel like in all of my researching of writerly things and writing conferences, because
it would come up.
I've been wanting to go to a writing conference for a while now, and because I've seen people talking about them, and I get jealous and I want to go. I'm like, I want to be where the writers are. But also, their writing conferences are or can be super expensive, because the workshop, you have to pay per workshop at a lot of them, and so to go somewhere outside of my city is I gotta pay hotel, I gotta pay food and stuff. But if it's just 22 minutes away from my house, I'm like, I could go there. And I think I'm looking more into it, but I also think that they have panels and stuff. But as I was reading the conference's history and background, I'm like, why did I not know my city had such rich history with writers and was involved in the writing renaissance of the South?
Wow.
Wow.
I know so much about the military history of my city. I'm like, why do I not know anything about this? I've been failed. And hey, Jessica. Jessica's fixing her Google Sheet for keeping track of a New Gods outline words. Once that's done, then I write some more on it. Nice. Oh, I also updated my reading list. I got 16 books read in January, and so far 2 in February.
Nice.
I won in January. Not including fanfiction. Which I did fail in my reading one book. I kind of figured I would fail in it for January because I was moving.
You were in the middle of moving and stuff.
Right.
But the whole trying to read a book that's not for book talk and not fanfiction. I'm going to start this month.
And then Blake wrote 1159 words of D&D backstory stuff.
Which is amazing.
Blake says, I'm so normal. Blake, boo, that is totally normal for the groups that I rolled with, where we wrote so much.
Not me currently working on my D&D homebrew world.
RP...
My brother's backstory. I forgot he sent it to me, and then I just didn't read it because I'm a terrible older sister.
RP said, he understands what you're saying, CB, and has the same problem sometimes. And yes, you are. During the next sprint, read the boy's backstory. Jessica said, because why would they teach things like the arts in school? Hey, my school had actually a really good arts program. We just didn't give a fuck about the history of writing in my city, apparently. But my drama program was great. As in our art club, we went to the Parthenon on field trips and stuff, so I can't really complain about the arts program.
He has questions at the end. Fuck. Sorry, I just pulled up to read it next sprint, and he has questions for me at the end, asking about different things. Fuck.
You gotta pull out the sister skills.
Shit.
Medicate up. And then RP said, "Oh my gosh, Blake, your GM will love you. Love good backstory." And then I wish my players would have that much backstory. Also, like, if it makes you, I don't know if it'll make you feel better or not, Blake, but literally the book talk that CB and I just did was essentially just somebody wrote D&D fan fiction based on the modules and then got hired by the wizards.
My goodness, I wish I have one player that has extensive backstory. I have one player that has basic backstory. I had another player who had to change characters like day of
Oof.
because people dropped. So he was just like, this is the character, here we go. But then his character died and now he has to make a new one. So we'll see how much backstory that character gets.
For me, it all depended because I enjoyed letting the DMs run wild sometimes. And the backstories some of my characters got from that, I was like, oh, okay, that works. Sure. I didn't mean to matter to the plot, but here I am, mattering to the plot.
Line, and all of a sudden it becomes a story arc, and you're like, oh, okay, let's go with that. Or
I'm not gonna lie, that's what I did with.
Like, please pick up on it.
That's kind of what I did with my character for your game, CD, that we haven't played Session 2 of. Because I was like, ooh, I was like, oh, CB wants to go into homebrew stuff. Guess what? My character could have a very tragic family backstory that we could possibly deal with later. Ooh.
Okay, good guys. The questions were not for me; they were for his DM. They were just also included in the email.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
One of my favorite characters and how she came about to this day was my half-orc cleric of death, Pepper. Oh, she was a cleric of the god of luck. Sorry, I had two different clerics. One was a cleric of death. But Pepper, she was a cleric of the god of luck. And everybody else was like, well, for the most part, they were playing half elves of some kind. They were like had a bunch of half elves, a halfling, a human fighter, and then I was like, I'm gonna be half orc cleric because these motherfuckers. I have I'm the only girl here, and I have to be the cleric, so I'm gonna be a muscle babe. And
hell yeah.
Of the god of luck, and the DM was like, cool, what would you like to use as your weapons? And I was like, can I have like blades on my gauntlets? And he was like, you want blades on your gauntlets so that you punch people and cut them? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay if like I could just punch people or a hammer, but like my first thought was blades on my gauntlet. And so he homebrewed some razor gauntlets for Pepper, and she was just great because he was like, what do you want your backstory to be? And I was like, I mean, they have like this detailed thing over there, and like the one guy specifically hates orcs and his favorite enemy is orc, and he chose this after I decided to be a half orc. So I'm feeling a little targeted here. And I'm like, so whatever backstory will work with what you've got brewing up over there with that'll get me to them. I'm like, just know that her motivation for going on the journey is that she just wants to help people and bring them good luck and help them like cope with bad luck. Like that's gonna be her thing. And yeah, so he was like, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. And then like there was an orc tribe that was like decimating the sides, and he's like, and Pepper, you see like the mark, and you know that is your uncle's tribe. And I'm like, my uncle? I didn't know my parents had siblings.
Well, they do now, I guess.
Who's your uncle? And you're like, yes, my uncle.
Oh, it's my uncle. Oh my god, that motherfucker. And he's like, do you
my
tell
uncle
him?
named.
And he was like, do you let your allies know? And I was like, I don't think so. I don't think they need to know this about me. I'm gonna just keep this to myself for the time being, if you don't mind. I got along
I
great with the human fighter though, because the human fighter was like, "Oh, cleric of the god of luck, I'll say it by you," and I'm like, "Hey, it's my war buddy now."
my first ever character came about because I didn't have any books, so I only had one subclass for each class. And I was like, ooh, I want to be a sorcerer because that sounds fun. Ooh, Draconic Bloodline's all I got. All right, cool. So I made a blue Bloodline Draconic half elf. And then, as me and CB were talking, some spoilers, oopsie poopsie. Um, and CB's like, oh, blue dragons are bad and evil. I said, they're bad and evil. Perfect, even better. He gets to have some trauma in this. Ooh, first adventure. And
My
it's like, are you sure? I'm like, uh-huh.
my other favorite character from my teen adventures in D&D was my art class decided we would work on our art projects at home and play D&D in class, and my teacher was very much like, I don't give a fuck. As long as you turn in your assignments, that's fine with me. And so we were like, okay, cool. Again, everybody was there was an illusionist, two different kinds of rogue,
Hmm.
a ranger. We had one paladin and a bard, and I was like, I'm gonna be the cleric, but my cleric hates people, and my cleric hates healing people, and she's in it for the money.
I haven't played.
Insurance claims.
So you all are going to be paying for my heals, and
The
she was
only
the cleric of death, and I was the bard. She and the bard were childhood friends, and my friend was playing the bard as a dumbass. So like the bard got us into trouble, and I got us out of trouble. So that
the
was
only
fun.
cleric I've ever played is in the game that Rowan's running. That's on the back burner because we have the same group of people in like 4 games, and we're like, hey, we cannot alternate by week. We need to like finish one before we start another. So I'm excited for playing that character in the future. But I'm yeah, because I'm very much have been playing like damage dealers or rogues for years. So yeah.
I have one rogue in the back burner. I'll probably never get to play him.
I've never
He
gotten to play
is
a rogue.
he is a little kinku, with a little feather that sticks up on his head with like a shitty little crown on it. And every time the crown gets knocked off, when his hand is out of sight, he can just put another little shitty crown on top. And my whole idea for him is he's just a little guy with a gun.
He's
And
just
like
cute.
and I was thinking and his main attack, his main weapon is a claw weapon. So I'm like, he's a little guy, so as he runs by, he can snip at your Achilles tendon. And then once you're down, a gun gets put to your face. And like I always like the idea of him being like an old man or like an older Kingu, and he just says scrap, scrap until he has to get down to business. He's like, all right, motherfucker, tell me what the fuck I need to know. And it's like, oh shit, this child has a gun. It's like, I'm 32. The fuck you mean?
I've grown
Mhm.
very attached to clerics and barbarians because that is
Barbarians are fun.
what that's what I ended up playing for a while, and then it finally came a time when someone was like, Sam, do you want to be the rogue? And I'm like, no, because I do so much more damage than you motherfuckers. Even as my healer, I destroy everything. And so they're like, that has more to do with your roles than your class. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I love a
Um,
druid, man. I love me druids. Mm.
I do think that I want to sit down and write a full adventure before I like not a full adventure, but outline the full adventure before
Hmm.
I instigate playing with it, like DMing a next group. Um, and then I think one of the things with running the session that we did, I was playing someone else's adventure, like a pre-written one, and God, it I was like, I don't know what to say, like I don't know what I say now because like I don't think I had read like the first like section, or not the first section, but it was like a module that was like a couple adventures in one. I had read the first couple adventures, so I was like, okay, I'm cool.
Mhm.
But then I was like, oh, does it say it now? Does it say it? Like I was so like caught up in like, what does the book tell me to do? That I was like, oh, and then versus the game I was playing with a different group where I'm DMing and I'm like, I'm pulling stuff out of my ass because I know I can make it work later. And it was such a different feeling for me as I was DMing, or even like the one shot my family, I ran a one shot for my family at Thanksgiving that was kind of inspired by the first session that we did, the attack on the ship, because I
Mhm.
wanted to play more with, and because Blake ran a pirates campaign for a while and I really enjoyed ship combat. So it was a ship combat and
That
little
we skipped.
that you guys skipped. I was so excited to run a ship combat, and then you were like, actually, nat 20 on the persuasion. I'm like, well,
For
shit.
2 gold. It was 2 gold.
Yeah. So I
It
ran like
was so
that
funny.
one shot thing,
We
and I had a lot
needed
of fun.
to protect our son from all
Yeah.
danger. And we also
I'm
needed him to not know we were there. We succeeded
I'm
on one of these things.
So,
that was so funny.
so for like, I'm planning a one shot to run, like, to find more people in person to play with. And by planning a
Mhm.
one shot, I plan to plan a one shot. I have no ideas yet. But I sit down for 10 minutes and I'll think of something, kind of thing.
Yeah, I've
Hold
been
on,
running.
I want to catch up.
Sure.
I'm trying to find where he was. He said, of my 4 players, only one of them has any kind of backstory. The rest have notions of a backstory. And then Jessica was like, sure, I'll heal you for a price. My God, my character hated most of their characters, especially since they were all trying to hit on my bard friend.
I thought you were going to say hit on you.
Yeah, I
No,
was
they were
gonna
trying to
say.
hit on my bard friend, and my bard friend was a bard TM, but also ditzy. So I'm always like, be more discerning in who you choose. It was like, all right, your copay for this heal today is I am modern pharmaceuticals. Rowan said, I'm so excited about Asta and Reyna Man type with mom, not mom. Their mom is dead.
Asta is the cleric, and Reyna is Blake's paladin.
Mm.
Twins.
Ooh, that's fun. I used to play twins with one of my friends a lot.
Twins who are good. Or maximum drop.
RP said I have 2 PCs in my phone notes app that I will never get to play because I'm never going to escape the DM chair.
Maybe I'll do a one shot for the server or something.
I don't think I will either, RP. Let's be real.
Blake said I love all of our games and PCs. Druid mentioned partial to a monk myself. Widler?
Walder.
And then ship combat shudders. So Rowan said, someone please tell me to pick up my laptop and stop playing Minecraft. Rowan, put the Minecraft down. Pick up the laptop. Where's your document?
Gotta shudder from that.
Blake said, but if I want to join you, joking, then you join in the Discord. So you're in there.
No, the what if I want to join you in Minecraft?
No, Blake. Rowan needs to work.
Yeah, Blake, stop being a distraction.
I've been running the Wild Beyond the Witchlight module.
Oh.
It's so fun for me. I kind of have the opposite problem that CB does, where it's like, yes, this is the information you need. Cool. I can bullshit everything else. Although there's some times where I do have to go full NPC, like language trees, where I'm just like, wow, it'd be awful if something happened to this person. Crazy. And my players are all like, yes, NPC dialogue, please tell me more.
I feel for the most part my DM days are behind me because I don't have the bullshit ability I used to. Because, like, my mind used to be a steel trap, baby. and I could bullshit with the best of them. And now I would be in the middle of bullshitting and then lose my thought and then not remember what I wasn't going to say, what I was going to.
Yeah,
But I still one day,
That's a
knock
big
on
bad.
wood, plan to do that one shot in World of Darkness. One day, one day.
One day.
and I do use it like as an outline. 'Cause there's some things that like I looked at it in the module because I read ahead and went, I don't like that. I'm just gonna change this real quick. I have an idea of what I want to do here, and I'm so excited. But we haven't played in like a month and a half because we're all adults and we're all busy.
Mm.
So I've been having these scenarios playing in my head for a month and a half now.
My
I'm just
most
like, yeah.
successful tabletop that I ever ran was a Sailor Moon tabletop with my friends and my sisters after I made them marathon watching Sailor Moon. We were all very informed. It was
Amazing.
great.
And it's
Chris is
just like,
playing Starter. It's raining on the farm. Haley goes to Ginger Island. That's fair though. If I for a boat ride for a small price could go to a tropical island just less than 30 minutes away
right,
during the cold time, I would.
heck yeah, same.
All right. So 3, 2, 1. See you guys.
20 minutes, man.
Yes, this isn't Wednesday. Hello.
Hello.
So unfortunately, the writing conference is not like a convention.
Mm.
That's my fault. I got so excited. But yeah, basically, for writing conferences, what they are is essentially they're a bunch of workshops, and so like we gotta pay to do the workshops and stuff. Which my darling husband, he's just like, we just gotta figure out which ones we want to do and how much to budget it. And I'm like, you still want to go? So, RP said DMing is super fun, especially because my campaigns are in a homebrew world, but it would be nice to be a player again, especially since I feel like I'd get my players to roleplay more if I was also a player instead of the GM. That's fair. Um, Rowan said, okay, fine, I opened Nocturne. Peer pressure actually works sometimes.
Yes, peer pressure.
And then we were informed from like 3 different
I
directions.
blame Storm because I think I hit it, and then she was walking across the desk a lot, and she hit my space button, and I thought she had just like moved the screen a little, but I think she had unmuted.
Mm.
So you guys got to hear me giving her kisses.
Rowan did, in fact, open the document. Was any word put on that page good? No. Does that make sense? Also, no. But they sure are words in order. That's fine. You can revise. You can revise words in bad orders.
As a person who just goes, no, cam rewriting.
Yeah, you did do it, Rowan. You did the thing and you started the thing.
Starting is half the battle.
I may be entering a writing contest, but the writing contest is like, it could be any of these 80 genres, and it's just got to be 3,500 ish words. Don't stop mid sentence, finish the sentence. And I'm like, nicer than flash fiction free for all. I'm kidding. We're like, don't finish your sentence. That's it. You're ending on that word. But yeah, so I'm like, but what do I write? So I'm gonna have to, you know what? Maybe I'll polish Glimmerfang and submit that one.
Ooh.
Sorry, the scene just started making sense to me right before the sprint ended, so I'm gonna continue doing the thought process because I need to.
Nah, I get it.
Jessica got her sheets all set up, and that's basically it. And then RP decided to write and got 290 words on a new project. Nice. I'm not complaining about your rules. Oh, wait, for Flash Fiction Free for All? I was shading both of us, as I too am rules lawyer about it.
Rules lawyer, contestant, host. Oh my goodness.
I'm like,
I have been setting up a not new um virtual tabletop for me and my friends.
noise.
And I'm trying to learn how it works, and I'm trying to upload all my D&D information. That way I can just be like, all right, cool. I like these rules, these rules, these rules. I don't like these ones. Delete. And then that way they could be like, hey, what about that thing you homebrewed? I could be like, oh, look, click here. There's them rules.
These rules no longer matter. Whew.
Yep. I don't like these ones. Goodbye.
RP hates when the sprint ends just as you're getting in the groove. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why usually when it's a more production heavy day. Is that the word I wanted? Production heavy? Productivity heavy day.
Yeah.
Then we do longer sprints. But as we know, that is not what Monday is for.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
I'm quite still chilly in here, but it's not unbearable. But my right hand specifically, since it is the farthest away from the heater, is chilly. So it's like this hand is kind of warm, and then this hand is just an icicle. And I'm like, I keep trying to put it in the blanket to warm it up, but then like I need it to do something, so I'll pull it back out, and I'm like, this wasn't set up well for this, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well, here we are.
My rubber blanket.
Oh my goodness, there's so many things. Put that.
Excuse me, my sister's calling me. See, because
Okay.
Okay, we have to vamp.
Hawk. I've restructured it a little
Mm-hmm.
so it goes. They're not matching each other's energy. Where Chris is getting like worked up and angry, and Jason's staying like trying to stay reasonable. And then
Right.
did not realize you were talking about your book for a second, and I was like, my husband is not getting worked up. What?
And then when Chris loses it and says the stuff that isn't YouTube safe, and Jason just like leave. He just tells her to leave. And I think having that kind of especially because 2 chapters from now or 3 chapters from now we get a similar, or I was worried about them being too similar, but a similar-esque interaction between one of our lead guys and
Mm-hmm.
something they see as a maternal figure, even if Chris doesn't see Jason as her kid. And that's Rye and Wynn yelling back and forth. And then you have later Rye and Brunhilde yelling back and forth. And so having Jason versus a parent type not matching that energy, I think I hope will be kind of poignant. I don't know, shows their distinction. And the fact that Jason doesn't get the choice to be emotional a lot of the time. He doesn't get to choose that path. So yeah, that's what I got done right there as you guys were talking.
That's good.
Nice.
I have to discuss shopping plans tomorrow with my husband because my sister, I was like, here are the days Chris is off this week. When do you want to go shopping for Valentine's stuff for the kids? And she said Tuesday, and I was like, okay. And I meant to talk to Chris about it, and she just called me, and she's like, are we going? What time? And I'm like, I must speak with my husband. I will let you know. So
I need you guys to know that I moved my notebook out of the way so I could write on it, like right here. And now Storm is sitting where it was.
That sounds accurate.
she's
I don't know
"This
if
is
it's being
my
like,
spot
okay,
now."
it's bedtime. Or she just really likes sitting right there. Hi. I moved my cup of tea. I took it to the to the kitchen, because she kept trying to stick her head in it as I was petting her earlier, and I was like, no, this cannot, no.
This cannot happen.
It's like, this is not going to continue.
Yeah. The fact that milk is like poisonous to cats after they are not babies anymore, or it's like not good for them.
Oh, okay, so cow's milk is not good for cats or kittens, really. They're not built to digest the lactose of cow's milk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just in a pinch, giving a kitten some cow's milk is like better than just giving them nothing but water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, you should not actually give cow's milk to a kitten if you can get something
Save
else.
for the fae.
Yeah. And also, a fun fact: humans similarly were not designed
Yeah.
to down the lactate or the lactose of other creatures' milk either.
Yep.
We give no fucks though, and just do what we want.
Yeah,
What
I mean
I'm
that's
saying.
generally a lot of what humans are. I enjoy those like that online almost writing prompt, but there's a bunch of different takes on it where it's aliens treating humans like they're fucking insane. It's like, oh, this is a thing about our bodies or our behaviors, and then it's doing it from such an outside perspective where it's like, hey, what the fuck is that? I always enjoy reading those when I
I
come
don't need
across.
to know.
Oh, what if you don't worry about it?
Yeah. I'm pretty proud that I'm hoping that this smooths out the scene a lot. Now that I have the dialogue written out, I just need to add the tags and clean it up a little when I type it up. But I
Nice.
think it'll work. I'm not there, so I stop looking at it and can focus on you guys. I feel like I'm really low right now.
I feel like sometimes I can write the dialogue out without the tags or anything, and then other times I'm like, this conversation cannot exist with word only because body language is such an integral part of communication for me. So I'm like, no, they've got to be doing things.
Yeah, I know. When I write them out, like I can never like type it up, but for like notes and stuff, I can put like a J and then write the dialogue, and then a K, and then I'll put in parentheses in there, like if I need a specific tone on a specific word. Almost like I write it like a script, and then I go in and write it.
I write it like a text RP, so actions get put in asterisks. Cody knew what I was gonna say. So it's like, so it'll be like a letter or just like the first syllable of someone's name and then dialogue asterisk continues the dialogue.
Storm, now that I've moved the notebook, I put it on the bed. Storm jumped onto the notebook, and now she is going back to her perch in the window, which is also next to where I've been keeping my cactus because it's the window and sunlight. And every time she walks past it, I'm like,
The cactus lives another day.
But I could just see her like catching herself a little bit on it. Like they're so small, but then like feeling attacked and then just like smacking it across the room or something. But whatever.
So speaking about dialogue heavy writing and stuff, Chris and I have started watching Bridgerton because I don't know. He was like, "What do you want to watch?" And I was like, "Kind of want to watch something historical." So I was like, "Why don't we give Bridgerton a try?" And then we started watching it, and I have lifed so much that there are things that I forget about myself and my interest, and then it is a pleasure to remember them. Yeah. So my mother, huge Jane Austen fan, ginormous Jane Austen fan. I don't care much for the books. The writing is, well, depending on the plot, sometimes I just sort of get tired of them walking or talking around the topic, but also I love the way they talk.
Yes.
I just don't love when they say nothing in circles.
Yeah.
Which can be said with some modern dialogue too, but that's not the point.
I'm talking about right now.
Yes. So I had forgotten that I am actually extremely knowledgeable about Regency era politics and etiquette and everything. And because I'm used to discussing it with my mother or talking about these things with my mom, and she and my grandma both, because they watch the media and stuff, also very knowledgeable about it. And my husband, not so. And so he's like, he'll say something or he'll ask a question, and then I will just rattle off a fact about it that I'm like, I don't even know at what point in time this fact became solidified in my brain. Like, we're talking about like them dancing, and he said something about them dancing, and I'm like, oh, well, they have to put it on their dance card. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, they carry around a little card or a little book, and then they like write the names and stuff. And he was like, you're lying. And I'm like, what was I thinking about this? And like, literally at some point, one of the women like pulled from her little wrist pouch, she pulls out her dance card, and it's like, because it's a little scandal, you know, it's like has to hold her wrist to write on the card. And I was like, I don't know at one point in time I learned of dance cards. I just, I just have memory of them always making sense. like, I've never questioned them. And I know my mom really loves Pride and Prejudice, so I'm very used to like the over dramatic proclamation, the over dramatic exposition that you don't need, but they're going to give you anyway as they like go back and forth and stuff. And I really, Regency era fiction is fascinating because it is essentially you are just watching rich people problems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is so disconnected from anything in my real life and stuff. And yeah, there will be some people who are like, oh well, our families lost our money and we're like poor and stuff. And I'm like, and yet you still have 3 new silk gowns.
Yeah. You still own 3 palatial homes.
Like, you still can afford to pay 1 or 2 of your staff. I would like to be that level of destitute.
I like the fact that Bridgerton never claims to be historically accurate or anything like that.
Oh no, it's an alternative history. It says
yeah,
it straight up.
It's fantasy almost, or really, yeah. I mean, like not magical elements, but it is a like completely fictional thing happening here, like a fictionalized version of London.
No, it's Bridgerton is alternative history. That's the genre. Alternative history is just, it's a historical setting that decided, hey, at this point in history things changed, or the history of Earth did something else. But no, they're still very much in London, on Earth, and like they reference a lot of landmarks and countries and everything. Like the Duke of Hastings, that's a real title.
No.
And the caste system and everything, it's almost the same. The major difference is that King George, I think it's George, King George married Queen Charlotte, and Charlotte is a black woman, and because of that, they're like 2 generations in of people of color having titles and having property and everything, but there's still like those historical underlying like racial tensions and everything. Although they are very progressive for only being 2 generations in. But it's one of those things where it's like I wouldn't throw it into fantasy as a genre, because that just, unless alternative history is in the fantasy umbrella, it's its own thing. It's on the side, and it's like it's still very realistic, and there's nothing that happens would not have happened on an Earth with that shift in history, in my opinion. Not like the Temimir series with His Majesty's Dragons that had Napoleon Wars with dragons and stuff.
Really. No, I was saying like I know the fact that like Queen Charlotte being a black woman and the Queen Charlotte story, that is like a separate show, it's totally original, or like totally original. It's not from the books, or like the books. Queen Charlotte is not a character in the books that shows up in the Bridgerton stories, from my understanding. And the fact that like
she is a historical figure who ruled England.
Yes, but it is.
And King George III, her husband, who has a mental disorder, King
Yes.
George III of England also had a mental disorder. George IV actually ruled in his father's stead for much of his reign. So that's part of why I say the show is that I can't speak to the books. I haven't read the books, but the show at least feels like it is like alternate history. Like it feels like any of the other historical shows I watch that are similarly not historically accurate but don't call themselves alternative history. They're just like based on. So
I would say it for me, alternative history is like this one thing changed, or like this thing changed and that has this effect that changes the world. For me, it's too many steps removed from what like one thing changing, or like to get that reality. And the fact that like, I don't know, it's like a dreamland version of alternate history. Like it's
a what if scenario. Like it's because like if you change like that one step, it could completely and totally change history. That's like, I'm trying to think of a way to explain it other than just using the words alternative history, but that really is what it is. It's an alternative look of the history of Earth. And like I've read and seen some alternative history things that like completely flip the things. I think Babel is also considered a alternative history. A lot of alternative histories do also cross over into fantasy, but like not all of them do, and they're not automatically fantasy if they are alternative history. But yeah, it's essentially just like what if Napoleon lost, and then like everything that happened from that.
Yeah.
Or what if Caesar wasn't murdered in cold blood, and then like it like from these moments, drastic things would need to change. It would need to be more than a couple steps removed from our actual history.
Yes, what I'm saying is what I have issue with, even if it's the actual definition alternate history, but for me applying the alternate history like, oh, this one thing changed and this is what happened, it feels for me like it's not, even with that change, that is not the realistic what would happen if that one thing changed. Yeah, and not even like talking about fashion and blah 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 and all that, and how that's not technically accurate in the show, because I don't super know about that to speak on, or even anything. But it's just like Bridgerton is this romanticized version of Regency era, and that's like
Regency fiction is a romantic, like that's not okay, as long as we acknowledge that, because
is already romanticized, yes. But I'm just like, I feel like it goes, I don't know.
No, because there's still the racial tensions and everything, and like the fighter guy, William, he was trying to start a business, and like the nobles wouldn't really back him, and the one noble got up in his face, and he was like, yeah, he was like, look, you're black and we'll like bet our fights on you and let you entertain us and stuff, but like no nobleman is actually going to give you money because you're a poor black guy.
Yeah,
that's how it is. So it's like, it doesn't sanitize it. And I've seen Charlotte, and in Charlotte the racial things are also still brought up. Like Lady Danbury was, if I remember correctly, which could be misremembering, but Lady and Lord Danbury were actually not titled before Charlotte became queen. They became titled because Charlotte became queen, and her husband was trying to make change. And as far as as far as the alternative history, that is an actual genre attached to the show. That's not just me labeling it that. It is officially labeled alternative history. I pulled it up. It's alternative history, Regency, romance. That's its genre.
Okay. Yeah, but my original point of saying I think there is a dream-like fantasy-esque umbrella over the whole show. Maybe not as much in the first season, but especially in the later seasons where they
season 2.
Yeah, which you haven't. Yeah, but like there is definitely a, I don't know, escapism to the show.
I would argue that already exists in season 1, and again, the Regency era media has a form of escapism because it always ends with a victory over classism in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That love will overcome all, and that rich people aren't all just stuck up asses, and poor people can be strong and powerful. And that's kind of Regency fiction's bread and butter.
Yeah, I don't read much Regency. I've tried.
It's one of those things when I'm like, I didn't think I did either.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say there are, if this will help, there are other things like counterfactual history, pseudo-history, and alternative histories.
I do not know.
I'm just here vibing, man.
I'm trying to figure out the difference between alternative history and alternative histories.
My thing is, I feel like the consequences and like the stakes of the show, though they feel real and like grounded, are not the stakes and consequences, or though they feel not real and grounded, but they feel like you can invest in it. Like, oh, I do care about what will happen. I do think something like bad will happen, but it doesn't feel. I know there's going to be a happy ending to like a extreme degree when I'm watching these. And yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so because it's a romance.
Yes,
we've had those discussions about romance before, I think, haven't we?
Yes, that there's going to be a happy ending, or it's not actually a romance. I get that, yeah, but yeah. Whatever. I don't think I'm saying my piece. I don't think I'm articulating my.
To be clear, I understand what you're saying. I just like these things. To me, it's like that's not why you would not label it an alternative history. Like, yeah.
And I'm not saying the definition of alternative history. That's not what I'm referring to. What I'm referring to is like what I feel like alternative history means to me, and what the like groundedness of the show is. I think it's fun. Yeah. Okay.
I guess my confusion, I think, is more in line with the fact that it's the definition of alternative history is not opinion based. And that's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah, and I'm saying I understand that, and that is a completely different. That is not the discussion I'm trying to have. The discussion, or my point was.
But then I'm confused. Okay, here's my confusion. If we are not discussing, because you said you would not call Bridgerton an alternative history, and I said by definition it is an alternative history, and you're saying, well, to me, what an alternative history is. But we're discussing genres, which are marketing tools, which are labels. And so that's where I'm getting confused as to.
Then I think I'm just wrong. Yeah.
Okay, but I wanted to continue okay. So your view on what an alternative history is, I think I would want to change the discussion as to what kind of alternative histories do you like reading? Because alternative history, well, like we were saying, alternative history does not have to have a romance. It's just Regency era is very romancy. Alternative history does not have to be, but can be fantasy. And so, if you would like to just move on, we can do that too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
It's okay. Apparently, Rowan has beef with Babel.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this beef?
I've not read any of R.F. Kuang's. I think that's how you say their last name.
R.F. Kuang, I think so. Babel is alternative history in concept, but not really in practice, and it makes me so angry given the British Empire magic didn't meaningfully change anything about the world's history. Sorry, impromptu rant over here.
I just dropped a needle on the ground, so I was going to pick it up before something bad happens later.
You find it with your foot?
Yeah, like it going in my foot.
I disagree with you, Rowan. I think it's still alternative history. Like, magic didn't exist. That's new. That's a thing in the thing, so far as I know. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have not read much historical stuff that's not full out fantasy, or really historical stuff in general. That's one thing I do want to do this year is like read more genres. Because I'm pretty like I love fantasy and I'm perfectly happy loving fantasy. But I'm just like I should probably know more about the wide world. Of literary everything. I'm like looking at my bookshelf with like a variety of works on it, but like the vast majority is fantasy, and I'm like, yeah, the subgenres in those are smaller, and I should probably are definitely diverse more than what I have read, and I should definitely probably read the stuff on my bookshelf. I just got this book recently, like a week ago, and I got it because the cover was so cool. And it's like it's a chosen one, but then it didn't work, kind of thing. And I have not read it yet, but I think it will be my February read, possibly, or maybe I'll choose a romance for the scene. But yeah.
Third romance for the month. You picked a romance, right? Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
I love Howl's Moving Castle. The movie. I haven't read the book. I want to read the books.
Well, you can read it and then watch
I hated the movie as a child.
I love the movie. Why'd you hate it as a
I
kid?
tolerate the movie as an adult, so.
Like if I have to be here, I will, but I prefer not to.
As a military child, I did not like a lot of the anti-military propaganda in the movie. So because my dad was a soldier, so I didn't like it. I do have higher hopes for the book because that was all added by Miyazaki, which understandable. He is the one responsible for Grave of the Fireflies,
which I have not watched.
Such a sad movie. Such a sad movie.
Yeah.
You have to be in a really good place to watch that movie.
There was a person in one of my film classes, but they were like, "Hi, my idea is inspired by Grave of the Fireflies," and then their idea was depressing, and I'm like, I don't want to watch whatever inspired this. Actually,
Grave of the Fireflies is based on World War II, and it's essentially you watch this older brother try to carry his sister to find help and stuff, and they just starve to death.
Yeah. And it's.
I love Studio Ghibli. Like I love Miyazaki and like what he makes. I don't think Grave of the Fireflies is technically Studio Ghibli. I don't know.
Yes,
it is.
I'll pass on this.
Studio Ghibli has a lot of like really sad and mature films that discuss
Yeah.
wartime.
And then they have one really bad
ways.
one. No.
No,
And
no.
like it's
All right. To be clear, whilst I am calling it a very sad and giving it a not at all
No,
just.
no, I wasn't saying Grave of the Fireflies. I was
No.
talking about the Earthsea one.
Oh God, no. Well, okay, that one is not one of the ones. Although, interestingly enough, I think the person who wrote Earthsea also wrote Howl's Moving Castle and Earwig.
I don't think. You mean the books or the movie?
The books.
I don't think so. I think Howl's and.
I know she wrote several of the ones. I'm trying to remember
Yeah,
which one.
Diana Wynne Jones is Howl's Moving Castle, and I think Ursula.
Yeah, you're right. I misremembered that.
Ursula K. Le Guin. Because I had read, I think I did Earthsea as a project, possibly in school, where I read watched the movie and then read the book and then was like, hey, what the fuck? And wrote a whole paper on it, I think. I really enjoyed Earthsea.
Oh yeah, Miyazaki's son did Earthsea, not Miyazaki. What I was going to say in defense of me with like a lot of the wartime movies and stuff, they are all very well done, and I do think that several of them are like very important, and they're like really good movies to like teach about the travesty and the hardship of wartime. I don't wanna. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to watch this. I already know. I don't need to be educated. So
like it's so funny because me and my roommate have specific movies where we're like, if we're sad, I want to watch this movie, get a good cry out. I can never show him Grave of the Fireflies. Not a single. I can't even. Nope. He's like, oh, I want to watch some Miyazaki movies. I say, cool. I know which ones you are not watching.
My daughter is slowly locating every movie that I've ever been like, yeah, I didn't want to watch that because it was sad, and being like, I want to watch it with you, and me going,
why? Why do you do this to me?
There's series that I watch that are like, oh, I want to feel emotionally a lot, and I want a happy ending at the end, or at least a like, even if it's bittersweet, I want something at the end, or like there's
something positive.
I will never read the. I'm saying never, but I would like to never read A Song of Achilles because no. It's been recommended to me so many times, but I'm like, I know how this story ends, and I don't want to.
Maybe
even though I love BBC's Merlin so much, when I watched it, I didn't know the story of King Arthur, and I probably would not have watched it if I did. It is literally my favorite show, and I don't watch the ending because why would I?
To be fair, in all honesty, I was surprised at how BBC's Merlin went because most adaptations of King Arthur just end with a happy ending. Most of them don't continue on. So I was like, the fuck you mean?
It's one thing to be like, yeah, he's dead now, and then you're like, oh yeah, and then he'll come back. It's one thing to have the last fucking shot of the show is in modern day, and Merlin is still waiting over 1,000 years later because he didn't fucking come back.
She gonna make herself cry.
I'm gonna, it's fine. I really like that show though.
No, I don't. Wait, what are you? No, stop. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I need a happy ending. I've like watched those sad dog movies because I know at the end it'll be like, ah, but I don't. There was like one where a dog keeps reincarnating over and over, but that implies the dog has to die, and
nope, not doing it.
That I think it was in college when I had a roommate, and they were like, and I'm like, no, this is fine. I'm enjoying myself.
I'm having a great time, I promise.
Yeah.
Nope. Like I understand it's gonna be happy. I understand at the very end everyone's gonna have a good time. I have to watch this dog die multiple times. No, thank you. I'm good. I would rather do anything else
Yeah.
because
Um,
like people, I can, if it's a live action, I can watch people die left and right, main character die, and I'll be like, okay, that's sad, I guess. If a dog gets hurt, full tears, I'm done. Like, how fucking dare you? I will murder you and your family. I'll
like we
ruin your line of
were watching a
descendants.
show and there was a pet in it. I'm not being specific. And we stopped watching the show because we looked up if the pet was going to die, and they do.
DoesTheDogDie.com is
Yeah,
so
that's what we
helpful.
found. We were like, oh, I don't know if that's why we didn't watch, but I never said like, hey guys, we should keep watching that show because we looked it up. And I'm like, no, I have
Fun.
no like, it's cool, but I have no inclinations to keep going actually now.
Yeah, no, I don't need to cut onions in my home, thank you. I'm good.
What show?
I'm not saying because I don't want to spoil it for other people.
Oh, okay. Well, DM me.
I'll DM you.
Okay. I'm sorry, you weren't saying anything, so I wasn't sure if you could hear me. Okay,
Oh, I couldn't for a second.
Yeah, and for a second I couldn't, but
gotcha. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Sprint has ended. Storm is annoyed that I'm still vertical. She's like doing laps around me and chirping and stuff. She's currently right here. She's like, no, it's time to go to bed. Let's go to bed and snuggle. Bedtime. Oh. Oh, Cody, you're still muted. Or maybe you're not.
He just doesn't like us anymore. He said, I ain't talking to him.
Cody, can you hear us?
Cody?
It doesn't say you're muted. But alas, I cannot hear you.
Cody, did your headphones get unplugged or die? Or I don't actually know what kind you're using.
These rough headphones recently. They have not been working on calls.
Wait, oh, do you mean my earbuds?
Yeah.
my earbud that keeps turning itself down.
Yeah. Hi. She's so annoyed.
Calls me out on Maine like that. No, I'm kidding.
I love every time I start writing, I have to shed all of my hand jewelry and wrist jewelry, so I can properly dexterity. No rogues are allowed to wear any rings or anything, even though they're fun. Oh, we guess Cody's just no longer has his voice. And Ursula showed up and was like, sing!
Oh, Glenn. There you see.
I didn't realize the Ursula to the Earthsea comment. That's good.
Oh, I thought you were doing it on purpose.
No.
Pretend you were.
I was just doing it. Yeah, definitely. That's why I was doing that. Hi. Yeah. She's acting like I didn't feed her, even though I very much did. But she's tricked me quite a few times since I moved into the new house because I've been a little like scatterbrained because new house. But not today. Probably. No, I did feed you before stream. I am sure about that.
Sorry, you were just like, not today, and my brain went, Satan!
Which is the proper response to that.
Poor Cody.
I have things to do tomorrow, but I don't want to.
Oh, fuck. I was supposed to talk to my husband. My sister is going to disown me.
Yeah.
And just go shopping for the children without me.
Oh no, RP got distracted and therefore got nothing done, which is such a vibe. I read a little bit. Yeah, that's about it. I
need the private chat notifications to be up next to the comments because the problem is I keep the comments on because otherwise, like right at the top, I get red numbers and that bothers the fuck out of me. But the private chat notifications for the backstage are down at the bottom left.
Oh, for me, they're right next to each other. Let me send.
No, up top I have layers, music, comments, and banners.
Oh, it's because you're fancy. Mine are just comments and then private chat is right next to it. Cody agrees. It's like that for him because we're not important enough for the streaming software to give us abilities to change things.
I like how we both were just like send screenshot of the
immediately. Thing. That is.
we went
yeah, that's so.
Yeah, see. So like I'm like. So yeah. I'm glad you saw Cody's response because I did not. And it's like my eyes stay drifted upward because there's a red X on the share screen. And I have to not look at it because I'm constantly almost disconnecting the share screen because red circles numbers. All right, but we are
I look so dead in the screenshot you just sent. Oh my god. Just the way my hair is masked, I'm like.
Look at mine and Cody's faces, though.
It looks like you're a parent yelling at us, and I'm definitely the one that like is gonna go fucking smoke some weed, and Cody looks actively sad that we're being yelled at.
I'm so fucking tired of mom shit. You're just gonna
Yeah.
go smoke a
She doesn't
blunt.
understand me.
But yeah, it is late. Cody has to figure out his poor tech problem. And this hand is tired of feeling like an icicle. I must go warm it up.
My bed is calling me. It's
So currently, Wednesday, CV and I have book talk episode 23 planned. Dream Thieves, book 2 of the Raven Cycle. I am very excited to get to it. I will do my read tomorrow.
I know, it's just impressive that I started it and it's not the day before.
I know you've gotten so far in it already too. It's the puzzle.
It is the puzzle. I am almost 3 hours in.
Yep.
23%. And I have some driving to do tomorrow. And then, yeah. So, more puzzle time.
Sweet. Also, Whip Wednesday is on my channel.
Yeah.
I know previously I told you that the next Whip Wednesday was on yours. I was wrong, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. I was in a migraine high.
I don't remember that happening. So, hell yeah.
But yeah, so we'll do a book talk for Dream Thieves and then go into a Whip Wednesday, and then we have another book talk on Saturday. How's Moving Castle?
How's Moving Castle?
I have to fight the citizens of my city to get my hoopla, because oh my god, hoopla.
I feel like I was trying to find it a couple places.
And then Monday is Matt and one of you, Cody.
I don't. I feel abandoned.
I specifically chose Matt and Cody because you get to stream with me more, CB, and I felt it was unfair.
I never get to stream with Matt and Cody though.
Well, okay, but that's Flash Fiction Free for All.
I know. We're doing one of those.
Yeah.
Or is that a secret?
I posted the schedule on the server.
Okay, cool.
And CB and Cody and I will be doing a book talk on a romance movie that Cody either Cody gets to pick or he'll be like, I don't care, and then I have to pick. And then
Do I not get to pick?
You told me you didn't care.
Oh yeah, I don't. I mean, like, literally, I don't think I could like list a romance movie if my life was on the line.
CB's like, romance books, no. Romance movies, no.
I mean, I do
fan fiction,
but the fan fiction, the romance is not the A plot. Maybe. Do Disney movies count for a romance?
I'll ponder upon that and get back to you.
I was going to say Anastasia, which I don't think would fall into a romance as the main category. Subplot, yeah. Well,
would the plot exist without the romance plot?
Yes.
Then no. It has a romance subplot.
No, it would exist. I thought you said would not. It would not exist without the romance.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Dimitri still would have taken her.
Yeah, but the conflict wouldn't happen.
Rasputin was trying to murder her.
Well, like, the conflict that she would just get murdered, like, if they didn't fall in love.
I don't know, I'll have to think about that one.
Okay. Our next book talk is Sam and I being like,
we're going to watch Anastasia, and then we'll be like, do we think it is a romance? Yes or no? It might be. I'm trying to remember. It is a fun thought experiment, if nothing else. But
yes.
I do think most Disney princess movies are, in fact, also romances. So there's that.
Yeah, but Anastasia is the one I thought of, and none of you.
you you picked the one that made me go, what is it?
What is it? Once Upon a December lives rent free in my head. I've spent so much time just laying in bed listening to that song, being like, I don't know, something about her voice.
I was like, what the fuck is taking my money? CB's birthday present. That's fine.
It's actually just me, like under the desk, taking
CB's
it out of your wallet.
CB went into my Venmo and said, I'm gonna just take this money, Mom. It's fine.
I'm taking this for fun money. No.
All right. Well, we will see you all. If you haven't watched the new video on my channel, and you want to know like what's going on and why streams are canceled more often than they used to,
Go check
that will explain it to you. So go give it a watch. Bye.